By the age of 25, most men have already given up on life. There's a famous quote I heard, and it's something along the lines of, most men die at the age of 27, but they don't actually leave the earth until the age of 72. Something like that. I don't know, not to be too deep here, but something I've noticed is a lot of guys get to a point where they think that they can't change and they are who they are, whether it's the relationship they're in, the career they're in, their hobbies, their personality, and whatever bad habits they have. And they essentially decide, this is it. I am what I am and I can never change. And that terrifies me, because if only we all knew how much potential we were really capable of, how much better the world would be. Now, this is a deep video, so we're gonna drive around and talk about it. Come for a ride with me on this beautiful Wednesday evening. I want to talk about something that I've noticed amongst a lot of my friends. And I'm very lucky to have so many different people around me that I can talk to. It's not like I only have like two buddies and they're both the exact same. I have people that are younger than me, people that are older than me, and I have people that run their own businesses, people that work normal jobs, single people, people in relationships. I have a very diverse group, but I have noticed a very nasty pattern, and that's that most guys fucking quit at the age of 25. And you know what's even scarier? Some of them don't even realize that they've already given up. And they're not 25, they're 30, they're 35. But they don't realize that what happened was at around 25, they made a choice, or the choice was made for them, of what their career is, what their relationship is. And ever since, they're like, well, that's what I chose and that's that. I guess that's a stoic way of putting it, but it's only stoic if you can't change it, right? Like if I fucking accidentally lose my leg in like a shark accident or something, like maybe I'm surfing and I don't know, shark comes out of nowhere, bites my leg off. Okay, can't exactly grow a leg back, you know? We can get some cool metal bionic shit added on there, and in the future I'm sure stem cells pretty good. Maybe I'll get a little toe added to my stub or something, but realistically, all right, you can't really change that. But a relationship, a job, a career, a bad fucking habit or a lifestyle choice, you can absolutely change that. But I swear, guys are walking around as if like they can never do anything differently since they're now 30 years old, or they're fucking 26 or 27 or whatever it is. There seems to be this victim mentality of, oh, it's too late for me. Oh, I can't change. I can't go back to school. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you can. There's so many examples of people that have done it. But we all like to ignore those guys. You know why? Because we want everything to play out like a fucking fairy tale. You fucking marry the first girl you meet. You pick the lottery ticket number right the first time. You're born to a wealthy family. You fucking make it to the basketball team and you guys win the championship. You get a sponsor. You go to university and you get perfect scores on all your tests. You got a sick career all set up for you. That shit doesn't happen. That's not real life. Talk to any adult and they change their mind a million fucking times. And I think one of the issues is that now as men, especially, we have so much pressure to be successful because of social media, where like, if you're doing one thing and then you switch careers, it's almost embarrassing. You almost don't want to let people know that the old thing didn't work. I know a couple guys that used to be super talented musicians, and then randomly I'll run into them at like the grocery store or working at a car dealership, and they have like this sense of shame when they talk to me. They talk to me as if like they know that they used to be this musician guy, and me seeing them outside of that at like a grocery store or something, working a normal job, it's embarrassing to them because they think that I actually care what they do for a living. Maybe part of me does, I guess, but like as long as they're a good guy, I don't care if you work at a grocery store or if you're the most famous soccer player in the world, man. You know what I mean? But at the same time, status is a real thing. So I think a lot of guys are scared to restart. So they cling to whatever they have because they're afraid to lose that thing, as if they never got it in the first place, right? Like if you've gotten a job before, if you've gotten a relationship before, if you've ran a business before, you can do it again. There doesn't necessarily have to be 5 or 6 amazing coinky dinks happening at the same time for it to work in the past. Like, you're not oil, bro. You're not a diamond. You're not a fossil. Starting a new career at 30. Starting a new relationship at 30. And for whatever reason, guys feel like whatever identity or status they have at the age of 25, that's who they are forever. And what's even sadder is there's some guys that think like this since high school, you know? There's the guys that always played football in high school, so they feel like even though they don't even hang out with the same people from high school, they still have to be the football guy. They have to be the sports guy. What happens is at a young age, usually in high school, we get attention, either from women or from everybody, maybe it's from our teachers, for doing something. Like if you're good at soccer, that's your thing, you play soccer. If you're good at playing guitar, that's your thing, you play guitar. If you're good at dancing, that's your thing. And that's our identity. That's the excuse people have to talk to us. That's what makes people compliment us. And we love that attention. We love being known as the guy that's good at this or that. But what happens is, sometimes we actually genuinely like the thing, like maybe you grew up playing soccer, but other times you're just like, I want something that people will give me attention for. And that's why I think so many guys become musicians, because they want pussy. And I say this as a guy that started playing guitar when I was 16 and taking it seriously because girls gave me attention for it, and it got me pussy, right? But the problem is, a lot of us do this not just for pussy, but for money, but for attention from others, and we do things to make our parents proud, right? Well, my parents want me to be a doctor, so I'm going to be a doctor. My dad says I should get my real estate license, so I should get a real estate license. Or, you know, my girl wants me to go to the same university as her, so instead of doing what I wanted to do, travel across the province and whatever, I'm going to go to the same university as her. And I hear these stories all the time. They always come to me with the same story, man. I went to university for this, but I didn't like it. I fucking was in a relationship for a couple years and let myself go. She cheated on me. I got fired from my job. My dad died. I had to take over the mortgage. I've heard it so many times. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is, one, don't feel alone. There's a million guys in the same situation as you, where they're 25 or 30. They know they fucked up. They know they wasted a couple of years. Maybe they wasted their entire 20s. But it's not too late to turn it around. And it's like everybody carries this fucking victimhood, like, I'm already 23 and I don't know what I want to do with my life. Those are my favorite posts to read, right? When I was 23, I thought, yeah, this shit's over. I can't turn it around. I can't change now. But then you hit 26, 27 and you're like, 23 as a man, you have your whole fucking life ahead of you. And it's one of those things, like, you don't know what you don't know. So again, right now, maybe you're 25. By the time you're 30, you're gonna be like, holy fuck, I had 5 whole years that I didn't even take seriously because I thought it was too late at 25. I'm telling you, man, you think it's too late, but it's not. What is it too late based on? The fact that your parents stuck to the whole thing their lives? That people that are lucky enough to know what their purpose is at 22 run with it? Like, bro, I'm just thinking now, I had no fucking idea what I wanted to do at 22 or 23 or 24 or 25. And like the idea of me sticking with the thing that I was doing then, I wouldn't even be here right now. I wouldn't be in front of the camera talking to you. I wouldn't have made as much money as I have. I wouldn't have done all the creative things. Like, it's almost like the universe wants you to fuck up a lot of your 20s to turn it around later on. Because then it's like a painful lesson, but you definitely learn it, right? It's just ego. You're just so afraid of like not being the thing you used to in what? The eyes of others? Fuck everybody else's expectations, man. Who cares? I know they're your family. I know they're your friends. But like, what's more important? Living your whole life based on what others expected of you? Playing it safe because you don't want to rock the boat? Fuck that, man. You can turn it around, whether you're 25, 30, 35, 40, whatever. But I'm just saying, man, even when you make a lot of money one day, it might not make you happy. You might end up wasting all your 20s and 30s just grinding some corporate job that doesn't care about you. You get fired at 40 and you're like, holy shit, my back hurts, my fucking hair fell out, my wife left me because I was never around because I was just working on some startup or some shit the whole time. Like, that's a high risk, high reward game, but you might end up burnt the fuck out like a lot of guys are. And you feel like you wasted the last 10 years because you were doing something that like you almost weren't even doing it for you, you're doing it for everybody else. And still, despite that, despite being at that point, if you get there, you can still turn it all around. You can still try again. So don't be so hard on yourself. Honestly, if you're under the age of 35 and you're like upset because you fucked up a couple years, it's like, shut up, bro. If you're 40, 50 and you fucked up 2 decades, maybe the problem is you. But even then you can turn it around. But like, again, just give yourself a little bit more wiggle room. This doesn't mean you should slack off and be like, well, Denmo said it's all going to be okay, so I guess I'll fucking watch a movie and eat some Cheetos tonight. No. Go to the gym, watch a video on how to make an online skill, get socialized or learn how to approach, build a new social circle, still do all the work you need to. But like, what's with the entitlement that you should have had it figured out by now? You shouldn't have, okay? It's totally normal. You only hear about survivorship bias, which is you only hear about the success stories. And oftentimes, the guys that do become successful, if you look into their actual work, you'll find an interview where they're like doubting themselves. They're like, I didn't know this shit was gonna work. I failed 30 times. I was in debt. You never hear that shit. You just hear the hit song on the radio. You just see the 1000th video after they've been making videos 7 or 8 years. Guys, I've been making videos 6 or 7 years now. Okay, so right now I sound good. And you know, I learned a little bit along the way, so that's why I'm able to help business owners make organic content. We're like, what, 17 minutes in and I'm just rambling and holding your attention? So yeah, I'm a fucking beast, but it took me years. And I don't think a lot of you guys have years to fail. I don't think you're as tough and durable as me. That's why I see comments where people are like, oh, being a YouTuber is hard. If you're fucking soft and give up easy, it is. But if you do it for years like me, or better yet, just hire somebody like me to help you with it, it's not that hard. But again, if there's a will, there's a way. If you want it to work, it can work. If you don't, it won't. So yeah, maybe your life is over at 25. Maybe you never can change. But what purpose is that thought going to serve you? Get your shit together, man. We got this. But I can't believe in you if you don't. So that's your first step. Believe in yourself. Put the work in. All right, I got some fucking shit to do. I'll see you guys later.
我是强生先生，时不时我就会在我的频道的留言区上面呢，可以看到这样子的留言，不用太在意，交不到女朋友久了习惯了就没事了。但我想问，你真的没事吗？你真的不在意吗？如果你不在意，那你就不会来我的频道看我的影片，因为我的影片都是讲男女关系嘛，又甚至是上街去搭讪、去认识女生，你一定就是很在意，所以你才会过来看，而且你才会留言。那真的久了没有女朋友就习惯了吗？真的你会不想要女朋友吗？那你没有女朋友，你的性欲要怎么办呢？你是不是嫖妓，还是说自己解决呢 ？OK， 好，那你嫖妓好了，你去解决这件事情。那空虚怎么办呢？你想要有人爱你，你想要有人关心你的时候，你想要有人陪你聊聊天，开开心心的讲话的时候，分享你的喜悦的时候，那这要怎么办呢？你要怎么解决呢？那这真的能够习惯吗？我相信是做不到的。你会留这样子的事情，你有这样子的想法，就只是表达你放弃了人生。其实我很常会看到，就是有一些节目会讲说，现在单身时代来临了。但是你知道单身时代来临了，男女是不同的吗？女生的单身时代来临呢，是她有很多的选择，也就是说，她的 IG 打开，又或者是她上交友软体，她打开了就有成千上万个男生想要认识她，但是呢，她找不到她喜欢的对象，她找不到男生是符合她的标准，所以她才没有去做选择，然后她来精进自己，然后看看在未来之后，看你有没有机会可以遇到她理想的对象。女生的单身是这样子，但男生的单身，从这个留言你就可以看到嘛，不用太在意，交不到女朋友久了就习惯就没事了，就代表你根本没有女生喜欢你，你根本没有女生想跟你交往。就是现在，如果此时此刻这一秒你想要交往女生，也没有任何的女生想要跟你交往，所以你是被迫单身，你是现代和尚，你是想要交往也没有任何的对象，所以你的单身跟女生的单身是不一样的。女生的单身是自愿性单身，你的单身是被迫性单身。那由于你找不到女生喜欢你，所以你就只好放弃这整个两性市场。那你真的不想交女朋友吗？还是你就只是在自欺欺人呢？事实上，你就只不过是放弃了你的感情生活，甚至放弃了你整个人生。我觉得人生在世其实就是不断的接受失败，不断的去做调整。就像是我自己经营这个强生先生的频道，我也不是一帆风顺的我一开始呢也是没有任何的流量嘛，每一部影片就几十个、几百个人观看而已，然后根本没有什么人在看。 后来呢，稍微有点人看了之后呢，就引来了一大堆的酸民，在那边攻击我长得很丑啊，然后上街搭讪骚扰女生啊，对女生不礼貌啊，什么这些有的没的去做攻击。然后呢，到了现在，我经过这些辱骂，经过了这些没有流量的日子之后，才可以得到一些兄弟们的支持，开始有一些兄弟们愿意相信我，带着他们上街去认识女生，让我有了一点这个收入。所以这也是因为我不断的失败，不断的尝试，继续才能做到有今天这一点点的成绩嘛。所以我觉得人生在世本来就是这样子。像我做强生先生之前也是有做过别的频道，也不是一帆风顺的啊。就像是 Meta Facebook 的执行长 Mark Zuckerberg， 他也讲过 ，Facebook 不是他的第一个生意。
Facebook wasn't the first thing I built. I also built chat systems and games, study tools and music players, and I'm not alone. J.K. Rowling got rejected 12 times before she finally wrote and published Harry Potter. Even Beyoncé had to make hundreds of songs to get Halo. The greatest successes come from having the freedom to fail.
所以每个人都是从失败中去学习，本来就很容易会失败，但是你失败了就是继续调整，失败调整，你就会成功嘛。就跟你小时候你要学习吃饭，你要怎么拿筷子，也是你爸妈教你的嘛。你也不是一出生生下来你就会用筷子嘛。小时候我们也是被父母调整嘛，你要用右手拿筷子，然后你筷子要拿得正确啊，你不可以拿法错误什么之类的。那你有就此放弃拿筷子，然后现在就开始用手去抓食物吗？你没有嘛？你还不是一样学了失败之后，然后不断的被调整之后，你才会用筷子吗？小时候你学习骑脚踏车，你不是一样摔个很多次吗？甚至摔得你的膝盖都流血了，你还不是一样继续努力，继续的练习，最后你就学会了骑脚踏车嘛？那为什么到了两性市场，你就只是被女生拒绝个一次，拒绝个2次，你就从此放弃呢？你去追这个女生，追一个女生，追2个女生，这1-2个女生都不喜欢，你就从此放弃两性市场，然后在我的留言区留言说交不到女朋友久了就习惯了，但你真的会习惯吗？我看你根本就是不习惯，你只不过是放弃你的人生而已。所以失败不可怕，可怕的是你放弃你的人生。如果你不想放弃你的人生，你不想放弃这整个两性市场的话，就欢迎你可以报名我强生先生的30天 VIP 私人约会课程。在这个课程，我强生先生我会陪你一起走上街，我会教你怎么搭讪，我会告诉你什么情况可以搭讪，什么情况不要搭讪，我会让你走上街去搭讪，你就可以认识很多的女生。当你认识很多的女生的时候，你是不是就有机会可以遇到对你有兴趣的女生？这样子你就会有机会可以脱单嘛。那当你走上前去搭讪、去认识女生的时候，我会陪你一起走上前，所以是我跟你还有女生，我们是3个人一起聊天。那这样我就可以听到你在跟女生聊天的时候，你是怎么讲话的？为什么女生会对你没有兴趣？还是其实女生是对你有兴趣的，但你会错意，你以为女生对你没有兴趣，所以我会去帮你纠正这些错误。那再来交友软体的部分，我们也要玩，因为小朋友才做选择，
我全都要。
所以呢，交友软体的部分，我会帮你拍照，我会帮你修图，然后让你在交友软体上面可以得到很多的配对。那到时候透过街头搭讪跟透过交友软体，你就可以认识很多的女生。然后到时候你去约会的时候呢，帮我把这个约会录音录下来，因为我觉得约会是最重要的。搭讪跟交友软体只是认识女生的管道，约会我们才有机会让女生提高她对我们的兴趣程度。那这样子，在透过约会的肢体接触之后，你们就有机会可以有更深的接触，甚至你们就会成为男女朋友，甚至你就会得到你人生的第1位女朋友。所以如果有兴趣的朋友们，就欢迎点击资讯栏里面的链接进行报名。那另外，如果你觉得你有一些特殊的情况，你需要先跟我通过电话的话，就看看我在这一通电话能够怎么帮助得到你的话，就欢迎点击免费咨询。那喜欢今天的影片，帮我按赞、订阅、分享给你所有台湾单身的男性好友，我们一起来反转台湾单身男性好友交不到女朋友这个窘境。那现在荧幕上出现这个影片，就是 YouTube 认为下一支你会喜欢的影片。那我们下一支影片见喽。